You've finally decided to quit smoking. You're determined, maybe even excited, and then out of nowhere it hits you. That craving. It feels like your brain is screaming at you to light up, and no matter how much willpower you've got, the urge seems overwhelming. If you've ever felt that way, you're not alone. Cigarette cravings can feel brutal, but the good news is they're not invincible. You can learn how to manage them, ride them out, and come out stronger on the other side. In this video, we're talking about fighting cigarette cravings, and not just with willpower, but with proven tricks that actually work. You'll learn why cravings happen in the first place, what's going on in your brain when they hit, and most importantly, how to stop them from controlling your life. By the end, you'll have a toolkit of strategies that help you push through the toughest moments, whether you've quit before and relapsed or you're starting fresh this time. And before we jump in, I'd love to hear from you. Drop your quit date in the comments. Let us know below because your story may just encourage someone else who's watching. All right, let's dive in. First, let's talk about why cravings feel so intense. When you smoke, nicotine enters your bloodstream almost immediately. Within seconds, it reaches your brain, where it stimulates the release of dopamine, the feel-good chemical that makes you feel calm, rewarded, and sometimes even energized. Over time, your brain learns to link smoking with relief, focus, or relaxation. That's why cravings aren't just about nicotine. They're about years of conditioning. If you always smoked after meals, during stressful moments, or while driving, your brain has been trained to expect a cigarette in those situations. It's like a mental reflex. But here's the hopeful part. Those connections aren't permanent. Just like they were learned, they can be unlearned. You might be surprised to learn how quickly nicotine starts to leave your system. Within just a few hours, your body begins to clear it out. By the 48 to 72-hour mark, most of the nicotine is gone. That's when cravings tend to peak. This is the hardest point for a lot of people because your brain is screaming for something it's not getting anymore. But here's the key. Cravings don't stay that strong forever. After those first few days, they start to weaken. By about 3 months, most people find their cravings have dropped off significantly. Think about it. 3 months of fighting hard cravings compared to a lifetime of being chained to cigarettes. That's a trade worth making. Now, while the nicotine clears out fast, your brain takes longer to adjust. That's why you might still deal with mood swings, irritability, brain fog, or anxiety after the first week. These symptoms are mostly psychological, not physical. It helps to remember this. A craving isn't a command. It's just a thought, a feeling, or a signal in your brain. You don't have to obey it. You can let it rise and pass without giving in. Let's break down some strategies you can use when cravings hit. 1. Plan ahead for tough days. Don't leave it up to chance. If you know the first 3 days are going to be brutal, have a plan. Stock up on gum, snacks, or activities to keep your hands busy. Decide where you'll go or who you'll call when the urge gets strong. Having a plan takes away the power of surprise. 2. Interrupt the pattern. Cravings often come in predictable situations: morning coffee, driving, after meals. The trick is to break the automatic pattern. If you always smoke with coffee, try tea for a while. If you smoked while driving, listen to a podcast or chew gum instead. By changing the routine, you weaken the mental connection to cigarettes. 3. The 5-minute rule. When a craving feels unbearable, tell yourself you only need to resist for 5 minutes. Most cravings rise, peak, and fade within that time. Distract yourself with a quick walk, a glass of water, or even just deep breathing. By the time those minutes are up, the craving has often passed. 4. Not surfing the wave. This one's powerful. Picture your craving as a wave. It starts small, grows stronger, and then eventually breaks and fades away. Instead of surfing it, meaning going along with it, just observe it. Notice the feeling in your body. Acknowledge the thoughts in your head, but don't act on them. When you practice this, you realize cravings are temporary and not nearly as powerful as they seem. 5. Redirect your energy. Addiction is basically misplaced energy. Think of how much focus you've given cigarettes over the years. What if you redirected that energy into something meaningful? Exercise, art, relationships, personal goals. Every time you fight a craving, you're building momentum toward a better version of yourself. What about nicotine replacement? Now you might be wondering about nicotine replacement therapies. Patches, gum, vapes, and so on. They can help some people by easing the discomfort, but there's a catch. They keep your nicotine receptors active, which means cravings can stick around longer. For some, going all in without replacement lets those receptors shut down faster, making it easier to move on for good. Here's another truth. Cravings aren't just about fighting an urge. They're about building mental resilience. Every time you face one and win, you're rewiring your brain. You're proving to yourself that you're stronger than the addiction. And over time, that resilience carries over into other areas of your life. Stress, relationships, work. Quitting smoking doesn't just free your lungs. It strengthens your mindset. By the way, if any of these tricks resonate with you, drop a comment and share what's worked for you so far. Your experience might just give someone else the strength they need to get through their cravings. So, let's recap what you've learned. Cravings feel powerful because your brain has been conditioned to expect cigarettes in certain situations. Over years of repetition, smoking became linked with daily habits like eating, driving, or managing stress. That conditioning makes cravings feel automatic. But the good news is habits can be unlearned and replaced with healthier ones. Nicotine clears from your body in just a few days, but psychological cravings can linger longer. The physical withdrawal is short-lived, but your brain still remembers the reward cycle of smoking. This means the biggest battle is often mental, and knowing that helps you prepare instead of being blindsided. The toughest cravings usually peak at 48 to 72 hours, then fade over the following weeks and months. Those first few days are the most intense, which is why planning ahead can make all the difference. Once you push through that peak, each day tends to get a little easier and a little more manageable. You can fight cravings with strategies like planning ahead, interrupting routines, using the 5-minute rule, practicing not surfing the wave, and redirecting your energy. These tools give you something practical to lean on instead of just relying on raw willpower. By practicing them, you retrain your brain to stop expecting cigarettes in the first place. Every time you resist a craving, you're not just saying no to a cigarette, you're saying yes to a stronger, healthier, more resilient version of yourself. Each small victory builds your confidence and proves you can take back control. Over time, those victories add up to a completely new lifestyle where cigarettes no longer have a hold on you. If this video helped you understand cravings a little better, give it a like so more people can find it. Drop a comment to let us know where you are in your journey. Are you already smoke-free, or are you taking the first steps to get there? And of course, don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this one. If you're ready to keep going, check out the next video on screen. It might be exactly what you need right now.